Is it not for you?
Felt like Thursdays.
Oh, that's no.
Just
okay.
continuously close to the edge
We're
of
just
the
almost
of the
there.
race.
Yeah, we're almost there. We're there.
We're
We're
now.
live, everybody. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. This is another special episode of the Cinematography for Actors podcast. We're here once again a little bit earlier than normal this morning from the VIP lounge. From the VIP lounge at the TCL Chinese Theatre for the 19th annual Oscar qualifying HollyShorts Film Festival. I'm here. I'm with Jack, which you know I love, and also we have a very special co-host with us today, writer, director, actor, editor, producer, all of the things in between. Floriane Anderson. Hi, Flo. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm great.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course.
This is very exciting. And you're in the dress code, which we're really happy about. Also, we have with us this morning Katia Shannon.
That's it.
Katia Shannon, director of Us and In Between. Hi, Katia.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
How you doing?
Yeah, good. Also Monday morning.
Yeah. It's Monday. I keep forgetting. We were mentioning that just a minute ago. I was like, I don't know what day it is. Katia, we have about 15 minutes to chat with you this morning. Will you give us a quick logline? What is your film about?
So Us and In Between is about two long-lost lovers in their 80s who reunite after not having seen each other for 60 years and feel like all of the push and pull of the questions that remained unanswered when they first met and the possibility of maybe rekindling their love.
That's a really sweet logline.
Yeah.
So, is it romance?
It's a rom-com.
A rom-com?
There's definitely
Okay.
a comedic element to it, and then there's also sort of like a hover with the bittersweet as well. Just trying to like hit all the little, heartfelt notes.
So it'll get you.
Yeah, it's definitely a heartstring puller.
Amazing.
That's the intention.
Okay, well, let's start from the top then, because obviously you're casting with age in mind. How did you go about doing that?
That's a great question because for me it was really important to reflect people in their 80s who were genuinely of that age.
Yes.
So that was the first consideration, and I worked with amazing casting director Susie Catliff, and Susie Catliff, and she has an amazing instinct for people. And initially we wanted to start with the character of Agnes, who's the leading lady, but because there are a few scenes that are more poetic where we show skin and we show the aging, it was actually really hard initially to find an actor who was comfortable doing that because of the pressures on women, and as soon as you show age then you can't go back and all of that. So we actually ended up starting with David Hargreaves, who plays the character of Eddie, and he brought along Kika Markham, and they've been friends for 60 years. So as soon as he was like, hey, can I do it with my friend, I'm like, who's your friend? Also like friend He's like, I know who'd be great for this, and then Kika Markham's had a really illustrious career with like François Truffaut, and like she's been around the block, so it's just amazing to work with two actors who have that body of work behind them and those years of experience, and felt really lucky. And
also real history behind them.
Yeah, and like the stories that they would tell you between scenes, and you're just like, that could never make it in this version of the story. But also very hilarious because they were all like, left-wing hippies in the 70s, like whatever that entails.
How awesome.
Imagine what that may mean.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, I mean, talking about this age, and luckily having a prior relationship really helps inform the chemistry on screen. But how much information did you give your actors going up to the days of shooting?
I would say, their process, I just mold to the actor's process. So if an actor comes to me and I can see that they're very research driven and that they've done a lot of the background on the character and they've built a picture for that character, then I just do sort of like almost a quick check of seeing like, are we aligned on the same understanding of the character? And David Hargreaves came to me with not just like obviously the understanding of the story and the subtext, that's like a given, but he went into like the subconscious elements of the story, and he had pieced together things that I, as a writer, like basically had put in there subconsciously, and he just fished them out. And I was just like, I can't say that was deliberate in the script, but it was, in the sense that it came from a true place. And you're absolutely correct, you know. So
That's marvelous.
I mean, it's the training of the Royal Shakespeare Company, and like you know, working on BBC dramas for like every week for decades.
Right.
So yeah.
So these are very experienced actors. Did you find that there was a contrast between working with actors who are experienced technically as well as artistically to newer actors that you may have worked with?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, you have to adapt to who you have in front of you, and their comfort level. And for example, one of the scenes that we worked on in rehearsal with the male nurse, Peter Retinasamy, that was like one of his first, he's a stand-up comedian, but that was one of his first roles in a film. And so I invited him to a workshop session, and it was really, really important to go through that process for both of us, because it enabled me to test the humor of the scene, like, because there's a bit of physical comedy, and if that doesn't work in rehearsal, it's sure it will not work on set.
Right.
And also for him, he said that it really helped him arrive on set prepared, because he's shed that first layer of nerves at the rehearsal, and he knew what to expect, so he was actually able to be the guy that I had cast, which was really fun.
And in the light of rehearsals, would you let your actors give some piece of improvisation sometimes, or is it really like married to the script? What's your relationship with the script and what the actors are bringing?
I think like the first way that I approach it is that we just flatly read the script and see whatever comes up from there. I have certain elements of the blocking that I come prepared with, and I like, let's give it a go, let's try it. And then I take all of their ideas, because like I would be really dumb not to.
Katia, what did you notice in your talents' relationships to the camera crew? Was there a difference between the more experienced actors and your less experienced actor?
I would say everyone on set was pretty cohesive with that. Our crew is really, really professional and really experienced. Our cinematographer, Katia Shannon, is someone that I've worked with before. He's very, very soft and really like great with actors when he needs to make a little comment or adjustment. So I would say that actually even the lesser experienced actors that came on set kind of filled right, like just slipped right into the set culture, and I don't know if that comes from an element of leadership from the older actors as well, but yeah, they were definitely there to set a good tone for everyone.
What is your personal philosophy on how you like discussions, creative discussions, technical discussions to happen between, say, the camera crew and the talent? Do you prefer that they go through you, or are you okay with everyone just kind of collaborating and making the story together?
I think it really depends on the nature of what's wrong with the program, or with the scene, what's not working. If it's something that's performance driven, then I'd like to be involved in that conversation. So if a cinematographer like says, actually this isn't really working on camera for me, and we can talk about it, I'd rather try that first before him going straight to the actors and starting to direct the performance. Like that would feel like overstepping for me. But I think that in general, I really like the open spirit of collaboration, and the best idea wins. So if it's a cinematographer who's like, hey, can you just put your hand right there? Like, just tell them directly, because like there's no reason for me to repeat what you just said,
like slow it down.
So yeah, I think it's just about really knowing what you're contributing to the scene and why it's important for you to say that.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite shot?
Yeah, I love the overhead shot that we use in some of our marketing stills, because they're both on the bed, and they're very teenagery about them, but there's also, we're never masking the fact that they're 80, and we're embracing that, but also using the tug of young love and that vitality and freshness, and you can kind of see all of that in that awkwardness of them just lying in the bed together.
Oh my goodness,
So wonderful. You sold me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, when do you
Already
screen?
going in favorite shot.
How do we see it? When do you screen?
Yeah, so we're screening on August 15th at 12 at the TCL.
Beautiful.
That's tomorrow, everybody.
But if you can't make it, we have great news. The virtual accompaniment to the HollyShorts Festival, BitPix, has a movie for you at bitpixtv.com. You have no excuse to miss it, so go find it.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Katia. We'll see you, I hope, tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
And we'll see you guys at 11. Bye.
This has been another episode of the Cinematography for Actors podcast. Follow us on wherever you listen to your podcast to keep up to date on new episode releases. We will be live through August 20th here at HollyShorts Film Fest. If you're here, drop in and say a little hello at the VIP lounge. We also want to thank our sponsors, Apogee, Film Tools, Roscoe, Lightstone Rentals, Canon, and First Mile Tech. As a special gift to you listeners, we've partnered with We Make Movies to get you a discount on comprehensive production insurance packages. Use code CFA23 on your intake form for 10% off your quote by visiting wemakemovies.org/insurance.
If you missed any of our live streams, you can watch all of our interviews on our YouTube channel, Cinematography for Actors. And make sure you follow us on Instagram at Cinematography for Actors. You can also catch us in a more formal setting on Monday, August 14th at Japan House for a panel discussion on the importance of bridging the gap between talent and crew. You can get 20% off of your ticket purchase by using the code HSFF2023CFA at checkout.
Thanks!